I'm Benjamin Poehler, this is Brandon Tracy, and we're going to demonstrate the basic bump and roll for law enforcement using a tabletop concept. Tabletop concept is very, very simple. Take two legs off the table off of one side before you perform the bump and roll. In law enforcement, one of the worst positions you can be in is on the ground with somebody what's called a full mount. So if Brandon's attacked me, I've ended up on the ground, he's in a full mount. He can rain down strikes on me, and he can try to choke me or go for my weapon, do a number of things. So from this position, we're going to show the most effective way to get out of it. If Brandon really wants to make this effective, he's going to take his knees and put them right into my armpits so I can't breathe. So now I'm really in a bad position. From here, it's hard for me to access my weapon. If you're flexible, you may be able to access your weapon to end the fight. Otherwise, you're going to have to do something to get out of this. So the first thing that you want to do, if Brandon's raining down strikes, is I want to give my head a little bounce. So if I get hit with a strike straight on my chin and my head's flat on the ground, it's going to knock me out. So I want to lift up my chin. I want to bring my hands up, protect my head. Now obviously you have a soft tissue strike here you could do to try to get this person off of you. If that doesn't work, one of the first things you want to do is give yourself room to breathe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my elbows, dig them into his thighs, to give myself room to breathe. Now I can breathe a little better. My hands are still up, protecting my head, and my head's slightly off the ground. Now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to time this and throw him off me. So if Brandon's raining down strikes, I'm going to try to grab him by the waist and bump him off me. Now, that may work, it may not work. What Brandon most likely is going to do is what he just did. As he's raining down strikes, he's going to post himself up, prevent himself. Now from here, when his hands are on the ground, that's when I have to react to try to take legs off the table. So the first leg I'm going to take off the table is his arm. I'm not going to come out from the outside because you're not quite as strong. You're stronger coming from the inside and bring it in close to your body. Quick training point here, Brandon's hand is flat on the ground. He needs to take his palm up and put it on my shoulder so he doesn't hurt his wrist. Now I'm going to take another leg off the table, which is going to be his leg. I'm going to bring my foot straight up to trap this leg. If you can't reach that, you can just lay your leg straight across. So from here, I've got two legs at the table. This hand is going to be straight up in the air. When I do the bump and roll, I'm going to shuck him to the side. I'm not going to push straight up like this to try to bench press myself back into the ground as I'm doing the bump and roll. This hand also wants to stay free in case you need to access your weapon at any point. So as I do the bump and roll, I've got him posted up, trap arm, trap leg, and I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to slap the mat as I bump and roll. From here, you're just going to want to get away. All right, let's demonstrate that again, this time without anybody on top of me. So I'm in this position. I'm going to prop him forward, trap an arm, trap a leg. Now this hand is free. I'm not going to push up, but when I post up, I'm going to come up like that and I'm going to slap the mat. So as I do this, slap the mat and get away. Demonstrate another time. I'll slap it just a bit. Okay. And get away. One more time. So if Brandon's on top of me, he's got his knees in my armpits. Give myself room to breathe. Pump him up, bump and roll. Now if I get to here and he wraps me up, I might be in trouble. So you need to get away from this fight because you end up on the ground in the first place. It's not a good place to fight, especially for law enforcement with a weapon. Take my hand, put it on his belt. Other hand on top, take my knee, put it right square, and as I back up, I'm going to push him off me. Now, if he maintains his grip, I take my elbow and dig it right into his inner thigh. Make sure if you're in this position too, that you sit back and sit straight up. Now from here, I'm going to get away. Thanks.